Welcome to the Real Board Loft. I'm Trip Forman. Today we have Real Team Rider James Jenkins with us. James, thanks for joining us. And we are talking about the SMTH Shapes Goldfish. Let's go on this one, James.
Yeah, so this is my 5'4" SMTH Shapes Goldfish. It's a 5'4", 20 3/4, 2 5/16, coming in at 29 liters. This board is the definition of fun. Just took it on a trip, and Jeffrey and I were trading off filming and sharing it, and both of us had an absolute blast on it. Yeah, a really fun kind of fishy shape, but I think the thing that stands out to me most about it is the thruster setup. You know,
Okay.
you would see the shape on the front and be like, oh, it's probably like a twin fin, you know?
Yeah.
But you turn it around, it's like a straight thruster. And I think what I've learned from that, and what Jeffrey would say as well, is you have that fun, playful fish feel.
Yep.
But then having the thruster setup, you can really push turns and really, lay it into turns, and you get a lot of hold out of it while also having that really fun, user-friendly fish kind of feel. So, yeah, this thing is just super fun. That's just, you're not going to have a bad time surfing this board.
Yeah, I mean, we've had really good feedback on this board, like
Yeah.
people using it all different fin configurations. Like people have been using it as straight thruster, twin plus a small trailer, like
Right.
kind of more vertical.
Right.
Twin like a T1
Yeah.
for futures, T1 twins, the Merrick twins, something like that,
Right, right.
in future boxes, or the MRs. And then we've also had people just do straight keels, and just leave
Yeah.
the back box out. But it was really cool to see the footage of you and Jeffrey surfing it, in
Yeah.
Puerto Rico,
Right.
on some smaller, kind of not powerful surf, and just
Yeah.
ripping on the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, no, this thing is great. Yeah, and I'm curious to try with the keel setup. We've been having so much fun as a
Yeah.
thruster,
No, I know when it clicks, like when a board clicks like that, you just
Right,
don't want
like,
to.
why would I change it?
Yeah, you don't want to
know?
change
But
it.
it is cool having the ability to try different fin setups, but a lot of boards like this don't have the option to set it up as a traditional thruster. So this
Right,
one,
right.
having that option, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. I'm gonna surf this like twin fin looking board as a thruster, and loved it.
Yeah. So I think one thing, I'm just sitting here looking at this board, and I have one myself, right? So I've
Right.
surfed this board, but looking at this board during this review, which
Yeah.
is actually a re-review,
Right.
right? Because this is the
Right.
second time we reviewed this board, but I'm looking at it here, and this is something, I don't know if people are gonna be able to see, if they're looking at the Goldfish, like on our website or on the SMTH Shapes website, but it's got that twin fin outline like what James was talking about, but there's definitely, there's no beak in the nose. It's got a little bit more rocker up front
Right.
than a standard fish, and it's more foiled out in the front of the board. It's just got it's got a lot of shortboard elements.
Right.
It's got that fish outline, and obviously like more width and a wider tail.
Yep.
And a flatter rocker, but it has more entry rocker than a standard fish, and kind of
Right.
more thin up here.
Definitely.
Up forward on the board, and that's I would have to imagine that's like where you and Jeffrey are getting it's allowing
Yeah.
you guys to get a lot more loose on it than like a
Yeah.
normal
It's a-
normal fish.
It's a great hybrid between the shortboard and the fish, I think. I don't think it's in one of those categories. It's
Yeah.
kind of in its own little category. Great travel board to bring on a trip. You could surf it in small waves. It was really fun when we had wilderness like a little bit overhead one day, and
Right.
got a couple on there, and it handled really well. It's just great time. Jeffrey was throwing crazy airs on it, and just absolutely loving it.
And so like that, if you're riding like a regular shortboard,
Mm-hmm.
and you go, actually you're riding, you have a humanoid
Right.
from Smith, so you're riding the humanoid, and then you go to something like this. Like, what's the performance difference? Like, what do you feel in this sport compared to the humanoid?
The humanoid is obviously more of a traditional shortboard feel. This one, it has that fun kind of fishy, more relaxed, flowy feel than a normal shortboard does. You get a lot of speed out of it, a lot of cruise, but then just being able to press into those turns and have that hold. You don't have as much of a loose twin fin feel with it. Yeah, so I just coming from, as you said, it does have a lot of similar elements to the traditional shortboard.
Yeah.
But it just has just enough more of that kind of fishy feel to it. So it's a great, like I said, I think it's in its own category.
Right. Right.
And from my experience riding it. Yeah, I mean, Jeffrey, I heard him say the other day, he's like, man, this would be my go-to shortboard. Forget all the other shortboards. I'm just gonna ride this all the time, you know?
Right, right.
Yeah, no, super fun board.
That's awesome. Well, hey, James, thanks for joining us. If anyone out there has any questions on the Smith Shapes Goldfish or would like to place an order for one, either stock or custom, you can always reach us at the shop, 252-987-6000, or look us up online, realwatersports.com/surfing. Thanks for tuning in.